take you back in time to 1916, after the Easter Rising. Prisoners that were in place, taken prisoner by the British Army, were rounded up and they were held in the Rotunda Gardens. They were held by the British Army. And the captain, one of the captains in charge, was a Captain Lea-Wilson, a young 29-year-old. He had fought in the First World War and had also been a member of the RIC, the Royal Irish Constabulary, the police force as it was at the time. He signalled out some of the prisoners and allegedly mistreated them, asked some of them to strip, and ridiculed others. One person who was aware of this and was possibly there, we're not 100% sure, was Michael Collins. Michael Collins had vowed to have revenge for this mistreatment of his colleagues. So roll on a couple of years, 1920, Captain Lea-Wilson, he's now married to an Irish lady called Marie Ryan, and they're living down in Gorey, where he's a member of the RIC again. And he has a routine where he goes out, gets his newspaper every morning, meets a friend, and he's been watched by the IRA because they're about now, the old IRA that is. He's been watched by them because they're now about to enact their revenge for this treatment of their colleagues earlier on. So they actually kill him and he is murdered. His wife is left a very young widow. She decides then to go on to Trinity and study medicine. On a trip to Scotland, she finds a painting in an estate sale. Likes it because of the religious context of it. It's a religious scene. It's about Christ in the garden, about to be betrayed by Judas. It's called The Taking of Christ. She buys it and takes it back to Ireland. So she's so grateful to the Jesuit community here in Dublin and the Jesuit order for sort of supporting her, I suppose, after the death of her husband, that she gives it to them as a gift. So it hangs in their dining hall for over 60 years here in Dublin. They think it's a copy, as she had, of a famous Italian painter called Caravaggio. Caravaggio was around in the 1600s and had been asked by the Matteo family to do this picture, The Taking of Christ. He himself had a checkered background, having been responsible for the murder of a young man. He had left for home and had fled to Sicily, where he was now kind of in hiding, I suppose. So basically this painting with this checkered background now ends up in a dining hall in a Jesuit monastery here in Dublin. So 1993, Sergio Benedetti, who is in the National Gallery, and he goes to have a look at the picture because they're having a bit of a clean up, a revamp in the house. So they decide, well, we might as well have a look at the paintings as well. He knows there's some potential there, but he's not entirely sure that it could be more than a fake. So he takes it away for investigation, and it's discovered to be an original Caravaggio, probably one of his most famous paintings. So it's actually restored, and it's now in the National Gallery here, right behind me here in Dublin, where it can be seen by the general public. The other thing that's interesting about the story of Captain Lea-Wilson is that his wife, his young widow, who had graduated from Trinity as a medical doctor, also commissioned Harry Clarke, the most important stained glass artist ever in Ireland, to do a window is a commission and a commemoration of her husband. And that window actually sits in the Church of Ireland church down in Gorey, County Wexford. And it's a fabulous piece of modern Irish stained glass. So Gorey, County Wexford, National Gallery here in Dublin, two pieces of wonderful Irish and Italian art linked to the death of Captain Lea-Wilson in 1920.